Dear students, I have already delivered lectures on Muslim thinkers in SAFE philosophy classroom. While these 4 or 5 philosophers, they are not part of the general philosophy. That's why I am delivering these lectures, this lecture here on these important political thinkers. These are particularly political thinkers. Other philosophers, for example, Al-Farabi or Ibn Sina, Ibn Rushd, so they have other parts of philosophies as well. For example, Ibn Rushd, he has his political philosophy, but as well as his metaphysics and ontology and ethics and other branches of philosophy. Similarly, Ibn Sina is very strong in logic, and he also has his political philosophy. While these philosophers like Nizamul Mulk Tusi, Al-Mawardi, Ibn Taymiyyah, and Rashid, and these people, they are more political thinkers as compared to general philosophers. So let me take start from Al-Mawardi. Al-Mawardi is a typical Muslim political thinker who has contributed to explain and further clarify the role of Muslim government, the role of God in Muslim governance system, and also his emphasis on caliphate. Khalifa or caliph, in English caliph, in Arabic khalifa, in English we also call it vicegerent. As in the Holy Quran, there is a famous verse that human being is the khalifa or the caliph or the vicegerent of God on earth. And you see in Pakistani constitution, we also see that sovereignty belongs to Allah, to God, while people, they can exercise this power in the form of government. So this concept was clarified by Al-Mawardi, that Muslim governance system or Muslim government, that will be always based on caliphate, khilafat. And when you are khalifa, so you will be automatically listening to God. And when you listen to God, when you understand what God is telling you, so you will rule and you will govern according to the system which has been provided to you by Islam. So this clarification and this study was done by Al-Mawardi. When we go to Ibn Taymiyyah, so he is not only a political thinker, but he is also a jurist, and he is a very famous Muslim scholar as well. He was basically literalist. Literalist means that you follow religion literally. Literally means word by word. And that's why he is the founder of Salafism and the thought of Wahhabism in Islam. Though the founder of Wahhabism is Abdul Wahhab Najdi from Saudi Arabia, and he is a very recent figure, while Ibn Taymiyyah, he is not so recent, but the thought which he presented, that was Abdul Wahhab Najdi, he established the Saudi Wahhabi state with the family of Saud, while Ibn Taymiyyah was also involved with the Mongols and Muslim rulers of that time. But he was literalist in the sense that he was fundamentalist. He did not allow any room of metaphorical or other type of interpretation of the Muslim jurisprudence or Muslim holy books like the Holy Quran and Hadith. That's why most of the extremists like Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Daesh, and all these people, they trace their roots to Ibn Taymiyyah, and they get inspiration from him. So this is because of him that extremism, fundamentalism, bigotry, and rigidity was involved in Muslim system, Muslim governance system. Nizamul Mulk Tusi is a pure political scientist. He was a very poor person, and from a very low background he became vizier or minister of Suljuk sultans, Alp Arsalan and others, and he was basically a de facto ruler. He was behind the ruling system, while the sultan, he was just by name. And he wrote books on government, and he also it is said that he is the founder of Machiavellian realism in politics. He was a highly realist person, rationalist person, and he was also Ibn Khaldun was also inspired by his books. Nizamul Mulk Tusi, he was a real political scientist. I don't know much of his religiosity, how much religious he was and how much he was inclined to the religion ideologically, but as a political scientist, he is a very pertinent person. Rashid Rida and Jamaluddin Afghani, they are very new figures. Afghani was a pan-Islamist. His political philosophy was pan-Islamism and unity of the Muslims, Ummah, and that's why he traveled to so many countries, and he also wanted to bring all the Muslims together. He, on the name of Islam and Muslim political philosophy, so he has his role. Rida, on the other hand, he was the pupil, the student of Abdu, Muhammad Abdu from Egypt, and from here the thought of Ikhwanul Muslimin emerged. Ikhwanul Muslimin. Ikhwanul Muslimin, if you remember, one of the last president of Egypt who was given capital punishment, Mursi, his name was Mursi. So he was the last famous personality of Ikhwanul Muslimin. Ikhwanul Muslimin and Jamaat Islami in Pakistan, they have a lot of similarity in their thoughts. Maulana Maududi, he introduced political Islam, that Islam should be part and parcel of the state system, governance system, and we should have Islamic democracy or Islamic system. So Rashid Rida was belonging to this school of thought of Ikhwanul Muslimin in Egypt, in some of the North African countries like Tunis and Aljazair, Algeria, in these countries, and in Pakistan you have Jamaat Islami. So this is a similar thought that Islam is not just a religion limited only to worship, to prayers and fasting and pilgrimage and the charity, but Islam should be the base of political system of any country. There was a lot of violence and a lot of even Sayyid Qutb from Egypt and other people, they also introduced some charity based organizations, social welfare activities. As in Pakistan you have Al Khidmat Foundation, which is a branch of Jamaat Islami, but they are doing charity and social welfare activities, and they are very good in street power. Recently in Karachi you saw that in Jamaat Islami and People's Party, they had a tough competition of the mayor of Karachi, the Nazim of Karachi. Finally People's Party won, but I forgot the name of that famous Jamaat Islami person. He gave tough time to People's Party. So they are like organizing a street politics, union council politics, meeting people, strikes, and controlling colleges, schools, universities. As in Pakistan you have Hira school system and other school systems. So this is all part of that Rashid Rida kind of ideology. So this, you can imagine that how they were influential, and they contributed in the evolution of political philosophy of Islam. So I have given you notes on all these thinkers, their biography, their life, as well as their political philosophy. So please read them. And my conclusion is that they never got success, but at least they introduced some thinking elements in Muslims. Otherwise, Muslims were like in Saudi Arabia, Ikhwan al-Muslimin, they are forbidden. They cannot go to Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, Jumaat Islami is also not allowed. Tablighi Jumaat is also not allowed. So Arabs, they just follow the Holy Quran and some hadith, and that's all. They do not allow further studies. So this is either good or bad. Al-yawmu akmaltu lakum dinikum means that the deen has been completed, so there is no need of further ijtihad. But the people that today I was discussing, all of them, they favor ijtihad, and they say that Islam should become modern according to the necessities, demands of the modern times. So these people, they represent the school of thought which is called political Islam. That Islam is part of the politics. It is not just a religion for worship and belief system, but it should be part and parcel of the politics. So all of them, they agree on this one point. But please read their life, how they evolved, names of their books, and their particular political thought.